What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. Last time, we hit the little spike ball thing in this room to big toss over to the Mystic Pendant, and as a result, we're a little bit low on HP. But you may recall I explained the Soul Steal ability last time around, wherein it hits everything on the screen several times and heals you 8 HP for every hit. And I mentioned that because we have a perfect example of where to use Soul Steal, or a good place to use Soul Steal in this game. So we have this little spectral sword fellow, and if we get close to him, pops up all these other little swords. And each of those swords can be hit individually. So, we just use Soul Steal. All the little swords die, and we get healed like crazy. So those spectral swords, they tend to be pretty hard to kill, but it's always worth it to try and do it, just because they tend to drop really good things. If you get lucky. You probably won't get lucky, but you might as well try. In this little side room, we have a little confessionary, which is mostly just here for decoration. But if you sit down here by pressing up, this guy will walk up to us, and he'll do one of 4 things at random. I think it's 4 things anyways. Sometimes he'll like stab you, sometimes he'll throw food or money or something at you. Anyways, this room, I hate these little skeleton boomerang guys, so I just pretty much just try and avoid them because they're, as you can clearly see, they're very annoying. But anyways, in order to get through here while getting map completion, that's a pretty big area, but the quickest way to go through is just kind of zigzag like that. And this area is kind of annoying. There's these little winged guys, which aren't too bad. But there's also black crows, who are very annoying. Because they do that. They knock you through the air. And they, like, seek onto you like a homing missile. The easiest way I've found to kill them is to just, to use Summon Spirit, because it homes in on them. So, yeah. And don't worry too much about uncovering the left side of this screen, because we're going to be coming back here later. Luckily, these blue crows tend to be a lot easier to deal with than the black ones. Here we got a life max up. Don't think there's anything I care about in that. We got a silver plate. Just make sure I uncovered all the top of this tower. Silver plate gives us a little bit of a defense boost. Here we're going to see something interesting about the sword is, I explained last time how when you land on the ground it like resets the timer for when you can swing your sword again. So you can do 2 attacks in really quick succession if you do like a jump slash and a ground slash, as you can see. Oh. The Holy Book is pretty good for this area, actually, but I want to hold on to the time stopper clock thing. Summon Spirit the bird. Move my way zigzaggity through this area a little bit. There's a Zircon up there, but I don't care about that. I just want to get map completion. Yeah, don't clog up my inventory. Now, the one thing about killing an enemy like that is that after the ground slash, there's still a little bit of a delay before you can do something again. So sometimes it's better to just go with jump slashes, because that was a terrible example of it. But because if you're doing jump slashes, it kind of like you can do your next action quickly still, whereas if you do 2 quick, like a jump slash and then a ground slash, obviously, like you can get 2 slashes out really quickly, but your next action is delayed a little bit. So it's kind of like a bit of a balance there, which I find pretty interesting. Anyways, here we have the Hippogriff. If I can actually kill this guy properly. If you have the Holy Book, this is a really good time when you're kind of ducking down here trying to avoid his breath attacks. That's a really good time to use the Holy Books to get some extra hits in. I'm actually kind of failing at this fight. So he'll try and lay these eggs, just do a jump slash like that to try and kill the eggs. Wow, when he flies up in the air like that, I'm trying to cast a Tetra Spirit on him, kind of like I did against Slugra and Gaibon. But in the end of the day, it's not as effective as it is against them, so I don't really care about doing it as much. The Hippogriff's not really that hard a boss.
Impressive. You're very strong.
What is it you want? You didn't come here to tell me that.
Wow, Alucard, you're so rude.
You're right. Do you know the name Richter Belmont?
Of the Belmont clan? Of course, but...
I like how in Alucard's little thought bubble it shows Trevor Belmont from Castlevania 3.
If you see him, please let me know.
Because in that game, Trevor actually teams up with Alucard to take on Dracula.
So, you do know how to be a gentleman.
Just for my own sanity. That's how you do Tetra Spirit. I think I was just not holding up long enough. That's usually the mistake I'm making. I make when I am trying to do that spell and failing. Just in case I didn't explain it before, normally when you're jump slashing you do like a horizontal slash, but if you're holding down in the air, that's how you do a diagonal downward slash. So, yeah. Die, you stupid bats. And come down here, and there's a save point that I don't care about. Ah, the bird got me. Die, birdie! Yeah, that's just a potion or something. And this is a cutlass. I'm not going to grab it, though, because I already have a cutlass. I would normally pick it up, because obviously it's an upgrade, but I got a cutlass from one of the dudes in the stairs, whatever they're called. And just for the sake of the inventory, it's a little bit better to have only one of an item, because then you can just be like, oh, I'm going to put you there. Whereas if you have two of an item, like say if I equip the library card, if I want to be like, I want to put this library card where the short sword is, the game would be like, nope, that library card is going with the rest of the library cards. So it's just a little bit easier to keep your inventory organized if you have only one of an item. Sometimes you can't really help it, but... what are you gonna do? So anyways, come across that hallway. We're in the Castle Keep. I want to make a little bit of a detour over here. Just to hit up that teleporter room, just so we can teleport there later. I don't know if we ever actually do teleport there, come to think of it, but... it's always good to have the option. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to go over to the right there. I believe there's an item in there, I believe it's the Tear Fang, which is like a cursed sword of some sort. It's not something I care about. So we've got some flying fleamen here, which is like the epitome of awful. Although normally I actually have a little bit of a little bit of an easier time than that dealing with them. But anyways, now we get the Leap Stone, which allows us to double jump. Which, as you can imagine, in a game about exploration and such, that really comes in handy. So anyways, equip a library card. And what the library card does is it actually teleports us back to the shop. Well, just outside the shop. Make sure to equip the leather shield again. So many times I forget to do that, so I'll be like, I'm just gonna go and start shield dashing. Oh wait, I don't have a shield equipped. I have a library card equipped, so I'm like... yeah, trying to dash cancel with the library card is like the slowest dash ever. So anyways, at this point, there's a whole bunch of different places you can go using the Leap Stone. Actually no, I couldn't demonstrate the shop glitch now. But that's okay. At this point, the main reason I'm avoiding these guys is not because I don't want experience, it's because they are annoying and they just don't give me experience anymore. At least I assume so. It's kind of an unfortunate fact about... oh, jeez. That was unexpected. It's kind of an unfortunate fact about how the experience in this game works is enemies pretty quickly become obsolete and just stop giving you experience. So it's like the only reason to even kill them half the time is just if they're like in your way. Well, what are you gonna do? But anyways, where we are headed now... Actually, it's just occurred to me that there wasn't really any reason for me to hold on to the clock sub-weapon. I can just get another one. Might as well grab this. You don't need the double jump to get across here, but it makes it a lot easier. That's not where I want to go. I want to go back here. Back to the Angel Corridor. Because we are headed back to the clock room. So back through here. Just because I failed it last time, I want to try the Summon Spirit skip again. That was... Oh, I almost got it. Oh well, screw you. I'm just gonna kill him now. Ah. These stone roses are really screwing with me this playthrough. I don't know why. Luckily these Dicephalus are not very hard to kill. Oh wow. I didn't mean to soul steal. That's the funny thing about the way the inputs work in this game with spells. It's like, sometimes you just do spells without even meaning to. Usually it's not a big deal, but sometimes it kind of sucks. So if you don't have the clock stopper, then you want to grab it from there. That was a big heart because I already have the clock sub-weapon. So it can't give me another clock, so it gives me a big heart, which is worth 5. Stupid bones. And... Flea Man. Thank you for not giving me any problems. Now, the clock room. This is actually open. I guess that makes this a good time to explain then. So basically, the way this room works is, if you look at the clock in the bottom right corner there, you can see that our time is 50 minutes, which is even. So on even minutes, this route up here is open. But once that number gets to... Once the minutes tick over again, the thing will close. So... Close. Any minute. Any minute now. If you ever find yourself waiting around, you can get big hearts from both of these torches, so that can be a convenient way to kill some time farming hearts. Anyways, as you saw there, I used the clock sub-weapon, and that opened up the statue on the right. So that's how you open that. So we got some interesting equipment here. I'm only grabbing the sword, but there's an armor and shield there, and that's the Alucard gear. You may recall that when we started the game, we had the Alucard gear equipped, and this is like the knockoff version. So the Alucard gear, they have no stats on them, but if you equip all 3 of them at the same time, then you get a luck boost of I think 20, which is interesting. But for my purposes, the sword, the shield and armor don't really do much. But the Alucard sword is useful because it's really fast, and ultimately the swords that we have available to us at this point aren't that much stronger anyways. So for a small period of time here, the Alucard sword is actually my preferred weapon. Because, I mean, just look at how fast it goes. It's ridiculous. Okay. I just wanted to bounce off that torch there because I find it funny to do so. The intended thing is to double jump up there. You don't need the double jump to get up there. There's actually quite a few ways to get around that. If you feel like sequence breaking the game a little bit. Oh god, I screwed this up. Oh god. I think I was just too slow. It's possible... Well, let me show you what's possible. Because those... I think they're called Skelerangs. Because they're so annoying, I would even say it's the preferred method. But you can kind of go like... Oh god. I screwed that up again. It's actually kind of hard, just because your dashing has to be really precise, but you can kind of... Okay, well that wasn't quite the intended, but that kind of had the same effect. Okay, so we have another spectral sword here. Although he's got a little bit slightly different arsenal. Might as well kill him because it's just generally a good idea. We can open that up. Like how it gives us a little bit of a secret area here. I don't think I actually care about any of this stuff. This sword is a broadsword, okay. The broadsword's not bad, it's pretty strong. 34. I think I want to keep the a la carte sword for what I'm immediately doing, but I might want to change after that. Jeez. I actually recover that MP really quickly, and that's what the Mystic Pendant does, because restoring 50 MP is quite a lot. Normally MPS restoration is pretty slow. Okay, this guy is really annoying. And this is why I like the a la carte sword. Mostly just for this room, honestly. And when this guy dies, he tries to throw his sword, so dodge past that. And we almost have enough MP for another Soul Steal already. Like I said, that's why I like the Mystic Pendant, because Soul Steal is a really useful spell for a lot of reasons, but it takes a lot of MP, so being able to use your spells a little bit more frequently when it comes down to stuff like this is pretty handy. Another option against this guy, I guess, is to use the clock sub-weapon. He's just really annoying in general. He does a fairly high amount of damage, and his attacks are a little bit more unpredictable. This hammer guy is pretty easy to dodge. Or not dodge, but you can just kind of duck in front of him and everything he does will miss you. So just kind of explore the left side of this room a little bit for map completion. Say hello to Mr. Spectral Sword again. No drops for us this time. I think I'm going to switch to the broadsword now. The enemies coming up are a little bit weaker, so doing a little bit more damage a little bit more slowly is perhaps preferable. So this is the Coliseum, obviously. This place is a little kind of weird and slightly windy, but we're going to wind our way through it. Actually, I want to pick up the holy water. But anyways, grab the heart max up. Try not to get the time stopper clock watch thinger again. Giant skeleton did nothing! Okay, make our way along the bottom here. I'll grab the blood cloak, which is a little bit higher defense. And the interesting thing about the blood cloak is anytime you actually get hit, you get a heart. So that's interesting. I hate these little spirit things. Sometimes they're really easy to kill, sometimes not so much. Okay, now that we got down here. There's two ways through over to the left. We can go left here, or if we go up, there's another staircase over to the left that will continue bringing us up. And both ways will lead us to the left side of this Coliseum. But I want to take this path because the path that is up above, there's some a hidden thing in there that I can't get quite yet, and I'm going to want to come back here later for it. Oh god. Okay. I want to use Soul Steal here because these Valhalla Knights are really strong. 24 damage is obviously quite a lot. Do you not get hit by Soul Steal? Jeez. You just kind of walked into me. Ah! Okay, well, I don't even need to bother with him. Let's use the Holy Water, take out this guy. And that guy. I actually didn't even need to take out that guy because I'm coming this way next. This is a Gravekeeper. And he's kind of annoying to kill because he just kind of bounces around a little bit. Let's use a Soul Steal. Interesting thing about these guys with the birds is if you kill their bird, they just kind of like stand there and stare at his corpse for a second. So that's kind of interesting. The Holy Water is really useful for taking out enemies that just kind of stand still, like these guys. So that's primarily why I grabbed it. Now this room is really tricky, but also very important. First, okay, so you can see on the far left they have the guys that shoot. And they're the primary problem here, because there's a lot of stuff being thrown at us, and there's these guys trying to shoot at us from behind. So, pretty much no matter what we do, they're just gonna, like, murder us and knock us out of their room and stuff. The easiest way to get through them is to use Soul Steal. So that'll kill them, and then there's another set behind them. And we just kind of damage boost past them. Do another Soul Steal. And we get the Shield Rod, which is arguably one of the best weapons in the entire game. I'll go over why exactly on the next episode, but the most immediately apparent things are, if we look at it compared to the broadsword, it's a little bit stronger attack-wise, and it gives us a really nice defense boost of 4, which is pretty nice. And I have the map completion for the other side of that guy. Not that he's hard to kill necessarily, but he's kind of annoying to deal with. So anyways, seeing as I just saved, there's a conveniently placed save point, and this seems like a good enough place to leave it here for today on Let's Play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Catch you later.